Miscellaneous Film Festival, where every movie's incredible. You never know what to expect. This film festival's the best.
Welcome to the Miscellaneous Film Festival, the podcast for curiously curated films. My name is Jacin, and with me today is independent filmmaker Aileen.
Hello.
And commercial editor Nick Davis.
Hello.
Welcome back to the show. You guys have been on before. I know the last time you were here, Aileen, we were talking to Michael Gorgon of Newsies.
I was busy having a panic attack the entire time.
I know, and I felt so bad about that.
No, it was all good.
It was for a very special reason, though.
Yeah, that was great. It was like a childhood dream come true. So
I was really happy that worked out. And Nick, the last time you were on the show, we were talking about occult detectives and virgin sacrifices and things.
Yes, we certainly were. Good times.
Good times indeed. This time we're talking about brand movies, basically branded content disguised as short films or even feature films in one case. This is something that you're kind of familiar with, Nick, working as a commercial editor.
Absolutely, yeah. This is the commercial disguising itself as a movie and trying to, how do I put this? Trying to make advertisers feel like they're filmmakers.
Right.
These are the devices that operate.
That's why I want to get some of your inside perspective on that part of the industry. And also, Aileen, your perspective on how well they did. Like, how much of these were worthwhile films in their own right, or did the commercial nature of them bleed through all the same?
yeah, well, I mean, I was thinking about really what's the difference between some of these things that we watched versus a movie like Barbie, right? Or like the Lego movie, which really are not that different in terms of they are trying to sell you a product and they're trying to sell you a brand, but for some reason we're okay with those. And is it because they're better movies? I don't know.
Right.
Or they just had better marketing. It's weird.
Well, in the first movie we're going to talk about, which is Battle for Milkquarious, which is Milkquarious from 2009, directed by Tom Kuntz, who, I got to check my notes, he also directed the Onion movie before this, the movie based on the Onion.
That tracks.
Yeah, it does. That absolutely does, yeah.
As I was watching this, I was like, this feels very Lonely Island, college, and it was the same era, right?
Adult Swim.
The early internet videos, right at the point where the internet was equipped to handle videos.
The tagline for this is the milk-focused rock opera you've been waiting for, and it was made to reach California teens with the message of the many health benefits of drinking milk. This is a movie based on an ad campaign that had been going out just as regular commercials beforehand, an ad campaign called White Gold, which was basically just this long-haired rock star doing short 30-second spots like commercials, just talking about being a rock star. It had almost nothing to do with milk, but it would refer back to it like he has a 1-gallon guitar.
A 1-gallon axe.
A 1-gallon axe, excuse me. That's a glass guitar filled with milk that he can drink out of while he's playing.
That's how he gets his power. That's how he became a rock star, man. It was the milk. It was the dairy. It gave him all of his muscles and bone density and just, awesomeness. That mustache.
His luxurious hair. Yeah, it was obviously inspired by Prince's Ejaculacaster. That Nick and I are going to talk about in the future when we discuss Purple Rain. I watched some of the White Gold commercials.
Yeah.
And they're just ridiculous.
White gold is. White gold is. White gold is. And it just cuts to different things.
Yeah.
That was I was peak invested in commercials at that. I was probably about year 3 on being an assistant editor, going to all the parties, knowing all the ad people, knowing all the things when this came out, and we were all pretty stoked on it. I mean, it was a pretty terrible ad. It didn't sell any milk, but what a fantastic.
But it got people
talking.
Milk.
Yeah, it did. It absolutely
did. We're talking about it now. I'm compelled to talk about one where it's just this character, White Gold, sitting with a woman on either side of him, saying, "Hey, remember last week when we had that terrible incident? We were riding the Red River, and I gave you guys some milk."
What?
I assumed that this was about milk. I go, what does that mean? And look down at the title of the YouTube video. He goes, white gold and PMS.
Yeah, I did see that one. That
But
was,
that was the ad. That was the ad. He's like,
Man.
I was like, that's
I wish milk helped with my PMS. Like, that would be amazing.
that was the problem with White Gold, is he was making all these promises that weren't really necessarily true.
Yeah. That's the problem with milk, isn't it?
you don't have to be a snake oil salesman to sell milk. I mean, their ad campaign before that was just got milk, and we all went, yes.
Yeah, but that, I mean,
And I'll get some more.
if you look at an ad campaign, you know, it's like just do it. It's like, yeah, it's 3 basic simple words, but those words had so much impact. Like the got milk with the milk mustache and the celebrity with the gray background and on the magazine as you were going through it, that was an insanely effective campaign, because it was just straight to the point. It was just using celebrities like, these people drink milk. Are you? And then you just look at it and go, oh, am I? No, but they are. So it worked. And this one was just a little bit, they tried to ham it up too much and make it silly. Yeah. And when they kind of had a good thing going, every time you try to come up with a new ad campaign that is like better than a time-tested one that's been working for a really long time, it's always going to fail every time. You can't live up to it.
This one they thought deserved to be taken to the next level and turned into a short film rock opera that doesn't disappoint for being weird and fun. And it's only helped that it starts off saying it's from Got Milk Productions. The basic story is there's this other planet called Milkquarious, where White Gold, the most milkalicious rock star in the universe, lives and does nothing but drink milk and hang out with babes. And then one day...
His girlfriend's name is Strawberry Summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had kind of a Barbarella feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I was like, I want to do that as a couple's costume. I want to be White Gold and Strawberry Summer as next Halloween.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, I was going to say, the production value of this was really neat, because it opens on a miniature of this milk-themed space futuristic city. We cut to his apartment above the city. It's decorated to the nines. This whole thing kind of goes back and forth between feeling low budget and high budget at the same time, because the stormtroopers who break into his apartment and steal all the milk in Milkquarious are just guys in black jumpsuits with wet vacs strapped to their backs, sucking up all the milk.
Yeah. Last time we talked, we were talking about Jacin, a filmmaker who does really low budget movies. This is what he would make with a budget. You know, so it's like, it looks like there are low budget aspects of it, but they pumped a lot of money into this thing. And Buck, I believe, was the special effects company that was responsible for actually making it. And they're really good. So you can tell they put like proper effort into this. Because a lot of the times with these things, it's how much money do you have for the special effects? But if you hire a special effects team to do it, they're going to put a lot more extra effort into it, because it's going to be good on their reel as well. So that's why I think you get this really good production quality in this movie.
No, it's a lot of fun watching it. I'll cut to the end because it's a very short movie. It's only 23 minutes.
Which to me is the appropriate length for a piece of like, that's about as long as I want to watch.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Any more and I would have been.
The music was done by Electric Six.
They're one of my
Did you know
favorite
that?
bands.
Yeah.
I found it out very late in
good.
my research and was blown away with excitement. Because as I was watching it once or twice to take notes, I started thinking, this kind of sounds familiar. This sort of sounds like Electric Six.
This sounds like Gay Bar.
Zaptacular! It's like,
It sounds
whoa.
like Gay Bar.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely.
I've actually seen Electric Six live probably more than any other band. And It's not very much. It's like 3 times.
That's so funny.
But their music is just so much fun.
It's party music. It's so much fun. It's great live concert music.
Oh yeah, it's them in Pansy Division. You just go and dance. I did like the music, but it is super cheesy and very just braggadocious, because the songs were supposed to be talking about how good milk is for you.
Right.
And every song is just White Gold singing about how awesome he is, about his hair and his muscles and his teeth. I'm like, yes, that's what calcium does for you.
That's the ad
That
part of
muscle
it.
song is my favorite.
That
was
is
good.
the ad part of it.
the battle on the boat.
That's how they can justify spending the money.
Speaking of ads, we should mention that our sponsor for this episode is Lactaid. Don't let dairy give you the dumps. Lactaid.
Perfect partner for the got milk. Yeah. As someone who's dated like multiple lactose intolerant people. Yeah.
Oh no!
So sad. It's such a tragedy.
Oh no!
As someone from Wisconsin, I don't really understand.
Oh.
The
personal pain.
Personal pain, like you can't ingest dairy? Oh, how do you exist?
I don't know how to get us from that back into the movie.
That's Milkquarious, so you know.
Milkquarious, it's definitely not for the lactose intolerant. This movie really asserts that milk is the best.
Yeah, they don't really address any of the potential issues with milk.
No, and narratively, it's really simple. It's just there's a hero with, I guess, too much hubris. The bad guy wants to knock him down a peg, so steals his girlfriend and his milk. And then we find out that the bad guy is a long-lost, illegitimate child of our hero.
Which tracks for our hero's persona.
Yeah.
But he embraces him, and he takes him, and it's just like, it's the one big happy family right away as soon as he finds out. It's a beautiful, beautiful tale.
It is goes with the short runtime of it. Really wraps itself up real fast. Nothing lingers too long.
We never learn what happens to Jug Life, though, unfortunately. His friend who...
That's true. That's true. Jug Life just disappears.
Well, he gets taken out by the bad hair things. So I assume he died.
Those guys looked like albino fry guys from McDonald's to me.
Yeah, those are pretty fun.
But all in all, I had fun with it. I was also very high.
Oh, isn't that like a prerequisite for something like this?
I would say this is something you could throw on with friends and just...
Oh, yeah. I would put this on at a party for sure.
Yeah. Especially people who weren't around in that era who have no idea and have never seen this. It'd kind of blow their minds a little bit. Because, when it first came out, all us folks in the ad world were just like, oh, this is amazing. This is hitting right in that thing, that weird cultural thing that we're in right now. They nailed it.
Yeah.
I did have a feeling I had seen this before, and I don't know if I have or not, but, I was in college when it came out, so, I very well could have, this was definitely the kind of thing that would have got passed around.
It was all over TV, too. The commercials were all over TV.
One thing I liked about it is part of my inspiration for wanting to do a series about these brand movies is how funny it is that they exist. Just now getting to look at them where it's not part of an active campaign. That this being made to get people to buy a product or be interested in a product blows my mind. I don't see how this could sell milk at all or make me think milk is any cooler.
Boy, welcome to advertising.
Yeah. If it was just, yeah.
Boy, we thought this was going to be the greatest ad campaign ever. It turns out it sucks.
Now I really want to show it to you guys and to more people and say, look at this weird movie. Guess what? It was actually an ad campaign. That seems to come out of nowhere.
I think it goes back to what's the difference between the Barbie movies and stuff like that. It's Mattel has more money and a bigger audience, so they're going to put a lot more behind it and make it seem more legit and hire a lot more bigger artists in the studio system. Whereas these ones don't have that budget, but they have a budget to do something. So they make these little things and hope that they help, push the brand into that, we're creative too kind of zone. Coca-Cola, that's another one. Milk, people who drink milk. Coca-Cola, people who drink Coca-Cola. You're not using Coca-Cola ads really to generate, hey, look at this product. Look at it. Everyone knows it exists. But you're trying to make people have kind of a social or a personal attachment to the brand itself. So most of those kind of commercials you're going to see are going to pull on your heartstrings a little bit, and they'll just be Coca-Cola in the shots, and someone will drink a Coke at some point at the end. But overall, it'll be about family or about hanging out. It won't actually be about the product because you're trying to identify the brand as Citizens United has stated several years ago, that a brand is a person. It's just like you. And that's kind of what these brand things are attempting to do, is have that personal, give you that personal connection.
Boo.
I'm sorry. It's just how it is.
That's the reality.
Yeah, it is. And they have the money to do it. And that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, I think what I've been curious about is like, how do they decide that this is where they want to spend their money, or like that this is how they want to spend this much? Because I mean, some of the like this one, I don't know I don't have a sense of how much this one would have cost, but like some of the other things we watch, I'm like, they definitely spent at least $1 million on this,
Yeah.
at least, because I work in indie film, but I know how much my friends who work in commercials get paid, and I'm like looking at the size of their crew, like, yeah, at least easy, and
Easy,
so I'm like,
easy.
who? They just like, they had X amount of money in their advertising budget for this year and they had to do something with it. So they were like, let's just make a movie.
And they
Yeah.
probably spent $100,000 testing multiple ideas to see what would resonate and can sell the most product to get that thing made in the first place.
And I know you're talking about trying to build brand loyalty and brand familiarity and sell products. This was made by the California Milk Processor Board. So there's not a brand of milk.
No,
There's so many different brands of milk.
Right.
And this
right.
is
It's-
like covering all of them at once. Also, there's not like trying to get new customers out of this. Because like you said, people who drink Coke, people who drink milk.
I would almost say for this one, you're trying to get a younger customer, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, it feels targeted towards teenagers for sure.
Yeah. And I think they just want to be cool. Like, we want some...
Yeah, it's like to make drinking milk cool again.
We want something that's funny, something that's cool, something to make us milk relevant and hip and something to talk about. That brand recognition. So that way you can get more, because, milk is still a product, so people are, the milk producers are making money, so you gotta spend the money to make the money in that regard. And in that particular time, I think milk consumption had started going down, so they were kind of desperate as well to try to generate a new audience. Because now it's all alt milks. Like, the dairy is not... We don't consume dairy like we did in the 80s.
So does White Gold need to come back and remind us of all the various benefits of milk?
I would watch another one of these. Easy. I
would too.
100% spend 25 minutes watching a Milkquarious 2.
Oh no!
Yeah, this was the best one from even even beyond the BMW ones. I like this. This one just hit a chord that was like, yeah, this is like perfect content. Just 23 minutes, songs, entertainment, visual eye candy, some silliness. Like, yeah, this is good.
Awesome. I think that's a great place to leave it for this week. Thank you everybody for listening. If you're interested in watching the battle for Milkquarious, it is on YouTube. You can just search it. We'll put a link down in the description. I want to thank you guys again for coming on and talking about this short film, the short brand movie. Nick and Aileen are going to be back next week. We're going to talk about The Hire, a whole series of movies made by BMW Films. You can find every episode of the Miscellaneous Film Festival podcast wherever you get podcasts. Plus, check us out on Facebook and Blue Sky. We post clips and articles of everything we talk about on the show. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.
To